5. If you, this is cute. If you can get 1 million people to pay you $1, you are now a millionaire. Isn't that so sweet? AKA know your numbers. Okay. So we have these great big goals. It's the same thing as saying if you have a big goal, you might want to be able to break it down into smaller, more manageable, bite-sized goals, right? If you have the goal of making $1 million, you want to understand what that means. What would how much is $1 million really? Put it into perspective, write it down, divide $1 million by 10, divide it by 100, and see how many points that you get. Right? Understand what it means, right? So if I have 1 million people give me $1, I am now a millionaire. What does that mean? What that really means is I have to be able to provide value to 1 million people to be a millionaire. Sounds simple, right? It's actually pretty simple. We're not talking about taxes yet, though, but yeah, you get the point. So understand your numbers, understand what it means. Like, let's say, for example, if my goal was to make $1,000, I would need to make $100 10 times. That's 1,000. Get what I'm saying? So understand what it means, or let's put it into perspective like this. If I wanted to make $1,000 in 10 hours, I would need to make $100 an hour. If I wanted to make $1,000 in 100 hours, I would need to make only $10 an hour. You get what I'm saying? Know your numbers and understand what that means. And again, want to be a millionaire? Find a way to provide value for 1 million people. Okay, next point. Point number 6. Build multiple streams of income. This is like a whole video by itself. Build multiple streams of income, but I'll keep it real short and sweet and simple. A lot of people struggle financially because they have one way of making money and 50 ways money is leaving their bank account every month. You pay cable, electric, gas, rent, the dog's babysitter. You pay everybody and their mama 50 different ways. Matter of fact, go through here is an assignment for you. Go through your bank statements, even just go through your expense list and write down all of the companies that you pay every month. Tally it up, see how many. And then if you work a 9-to-5 job and that's it, realize that that is one way that money is coming in and X number of ways that money is going out. Quickest way to poor middle class life. It just doesn't make any sense. It's not sustainable. It really isn't. Like, you have one way that money's coming in and then it's going out. It's like having a funnel trying to fill up, it's stuck inside this balloon, right? And you're trying to fill up the balloon with water. So you're pouring water into the top of the funnel and you're trying to fill up the balloon with the water, but then somebody comes with a pin and pokes like 30 different holes in the balloon. How long do you think it's going to take for this balloon to fill up when water is leaking out in 30 different places and only going in one? So keep that in perspective. Point number 6, build multiple streams of income. I know that was very surface level. I didn't tell you how to do it, but that's one of the things I learned. Okay. 7, aim for passive residual automated income. That's a long term I learned in my quest for wealth knowledge, to aim for passive residual automated income. What that means is money that you don't have to exchange your time for, in essence. Not money that you don't have to work for, or not money that you don't have to provide value for, but money that you are not giving your time for. And I'm going to throw this little note in there. Oftentimes, the working class people believe that time is money, time is money, time is money. And we hear that a lot. We've learned that. We've been taught that. Don't waste your time because it's money. But that's not necessarily true, right? Why is that? Because money, no matter how much of it is lost, stolen, spent, flushed down the toilet, money can always be earned back. But your time cannot. Once the time is spent, it's gone. That makes time infinitely more valuable than money. Time and money are not the same thing. And what happens when we work a 9 to 5 job, or any job for that matter, where we are paid by salary or we are paid an hourly rate, we are exchanging our time for a dollar amount. By default, we're getting cheated, right? Because we're being given money in exchange for time. Again, time will never come back. Money can always be made in other ways. So time and money are not equivalent. Time is way more valuable. Time is way more valuable. So passive residual automated income is money that you learn to generate by compounding your time. And maybe I won't go so deep into details on that, but essentially compounding your time is being able to do something one time and get paid a bunch of times for it. Let's say, for example, if you have a music artist, they record an album, and every time that album sells, they make money. Money is not to be earned, but rather created. I got cut off, so I'm not sure where I left off, but learn to create opportunities for money to flow to you rather than exchanging a rate for your time. Okay? Bullet 9. Of the 10 things that I've learned about building wealth, you must understand, again, notes down here, that's why I'm looking. You must understand the purpose and function of money. Maybe I could do a separate video about this. But you have to understand what money is for, how money works, the economic system, why money was created, how it was created, some things that I've learned about money so far from Robert Kiyosaki. Oh, don't look at my nose. So from Robert Kiyosaki, that money was taken off of the gold standard years ago, and that is what started to generate debt in the American economy when money was taken off of the gold standard. So understanding what money is, why you need it or want it. One purpose of money is for freedom, to have access, to have choices, to have options, to have things available to you. So maybe we'll talk about that in another video. But understand the purpose, the function of money, how it works, how it moves, what it does, what it's for, and how it is generated. Most importantly, understand that it is a current and it is supposed to be flowing, not sitting in a shoebox under your bed. Ooh. I'm laughing because I have a box hidden somewhere with money in it. Gotta get that together. Okay, anyway. Point number 10 on my list of 10 things I've learned about building wealth is that some people have a fear of wealth, or in other words, have a fear of money. I learned this from like a personal development coach that I was studying from. And she gave this example of how she had this expensive pair of glasses and she generates a lot of wealth. And she had a friend who said, oh my God, those glasses, they were like designer glasses or whatever. And she said, her friend said, oh my God, those glasses are so beautiful. And she gave her a compliment on the glass and she was like, okay, here, take them. And she took the expensive glasses off her face and gave them to the lady. And the lady was like, I can't take these. No. They cost so much money. Are you kidding me? How could you give these away? And basically the lady said, that type of mindset is an example of being afraid of money and being afraid of things that cost a lot of money and being afraid to have money actually flow into your life. It's kind of like being afraid that you're not worth it, that you're not worthy of it, that you're not valuable of it. And what a lot of people don't recognize is that when they are afraid of having or having access to expensive things, that they're really afraid of their ability to generate the income to afford them. So I learned that some people are actually afraid of money. And another point to go with that is that if you are afraid of losing money or spending money, it's because you're insecure about your ability to make it back. There's actually an insecurity in yourself, in your skills, and a lack of belief in your own abilities. So 10 things I've learned about building wealth. Hope it helped you. Question: what is one thing that you've learned about building wealth in the past 90 days? Or what's something that you've been studying in order to increase your cash flow? If you haven't been studying anything, what's something you want to learn? Thanks for watching. Video 3 up next.